I am very excited about this ordinance.
Tonight, the Spokane City Council signs off on a new ordinance that makes way for block parties. We'll explain. Meantime, in Olympia, Governor Ferguson signs dozens of new bills into law, from helping veterans to public safety to school security. We'll break down what you need to know.
Cooler temperatures and scattered showers stay in the forecast in the next couple of days.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tonight, Spokane City Council members approved a program that allows neighbors to hold block parties during the summer months. It's called a Play Streets program. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy went to tonight's meeting and tells us what the program is and why council members support it. Connor?
Well, the Play Streets program is a community event where a street or a block is closed to traffic temporarily. City Council unanimously passed an ordinance allowing the opportunity for community members, but its passing left some with questions still unanswered.
I wonder, is this going to cost us money?
A question Spokaneite Cherry Barnett asked City Council members at Monday night's meeting on the topic of a Play Streets program that went unanswered. City Council members unanimously passed an ordinance allowing a Play Streets program. With a special event permit, neighbors can prevent traffic from neighborhood blocks to allow community events. While a special event permit is required, city leaders say any permit and application fees do not need to be paid for any event free and open to the public. They emphasize it's a way to encourage more people to socialize during the warmer months.
I am very excited about this ordinance. I think that there's a lot of benefit to our neighborhoods for holding events.
This is just another way to help communities that we could make it easier for them to have community engagement.
Community Engagement Council President Betsy Wilkerson and City Council Member Paul Dillon support, but Council Member Michael Cathcart, while supportive of the ordinance, says there's work needing to be done.
It would ultimately, I think, necessitate a more public-facing engagement on this.
Right now, the ordinance passing means city leaders will need to develop program policies and procedures that go with this ordinance. Councilmember Cathcart says it's important to clarify in writing when it's okay to enter and leave an area of property and sending out proper notifications.
None of that's addressed in the ordinance and will presumably be done in that policy in the back room. And so hopefully some of that will be made public so that folks, neighbors, understand exactly how these work.
It's transparency Barnett agrees needs to happen now that the ordinance passed.
I think all those things have to be carefully considered, and if it's going to cost the public money, I'm against it.
The program is set to run from June to Halloween. We'll continue following any updates to this ordinance as they become available. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. All right, let's talk weather on this Monday evening. After a cool start to the work week, warmer weather is heading our way, but what do we have to get through first before we see that warmer weather? For the answer, Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy?
Mark, first a round of storms tonight, then we are going to see a mix of clouds and sun and scattered showers tomorrow, then another round of showers, then the warmer temperatures. But it's all thanks to that low sitting off the coast and a pretty impressive band of storms making its way through central Washington. This is in the past couple of hours. Cloud cover slowly building back in over eastern Washington and North Idaho. Some of these are going to hold together. A little bit of wind blowing off some of the tops and a pretty impressive band making its way towards Spokane and down to the south. If you hear any thunder, see any lightning, just know these storms aren't going to be severe. It's just a good old-fashioned thunderstorm and some decent rain. All that moves out tomorrow morning. It's sunshine and cooler temperatures. Then we wind up seeing scattered showers in the afternoon. We move to Wednesday, and it's all about the sunshine. From Wednesday to Thursday, we have another round of rain moving in, but look at how it moves through. Earlier today, I said, don't trust the future tracker. It's not going to be as widespread, and now those storms are looking a lot less prevalent in the forecast. Temps in the 60s the next few days.
That sounds good, Jeremy. I'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now it's time for our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Tonight, 8 people are without a home after a fire at a Spokane apartment complex today. That fire started on the top floor of a 2-story complex in the 2900 block of East Decatur Avenue. According to fire crews at the scene, the fire was started by a cigarette. The flames reached up into the attic, but the extent of the damage is not yet known. 6 adults, 2 kids, and a dog were displaced from the entire complex. The Red Cross is now helping them find shelter tonight. No one was hurt, they said. Tonight, 6 new bills related to public safety are now in place after Governor Bob Ferguson signed them into law this morning. The bills focus on domestic violence programs, emergency response services, and rehabilitation facilities. He also signed 50 new state laws over the weekend. Among them, House Bill 1102 increases support and services for veterans. The State Department of Veteran Affairs is now required to inform recently discharged veterans about available benefits and services. House Bill 1878 requires driver's ed for those between 18 and 21 years old. Right now, people over 18 only have to take the driver's test to get a license. Those changes begin in 2027. And House Bill 1298 raises the penalty for littering. It now has a base penalty of $125. There was also an additional $93 base penalty for dropping materials onto a highway. Among those new laws signed by the governor is Alyssa's Law, named after Alyssa Alhadeff. The 14-year-old was killed in the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Under the new law, Washington school districts must establish policies, emergency policies with first responders. It also requires security upgrades, like providing staffers with panic alarms or two-way radios. Alyssa's mother says the measures may have saved her daughter's life.
Alyssa is my driving force. I know she's watching. I know that every time that panic button is pushed, Alyssa is saving lives. And so I will keep working hard until we pass Alyssa's Law nationwide as a standard level of school safety protection.
Washington is the 9th state in the U.S. to pass Alyssa's Law. And that'll do it for your Night Beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. Tonight, Washington State's Attorney General and nearly 40 other states are telling Congress to hold up. They are pushing back against a proposed amendment that would block states from creating or enforcing their own artificial intelligence rules for the next 10 years. It's a bipartisan message. Attorneys General from both sides of the aisle signed a letter to Congress. It says they support AI innovation, but they're worried about the risks if clear rules are not in place. Washington AG Nick Brown said in a statement today, quote, "At the pace technology and AI moves, limiting state laws and regulations for 10 years is dangerous. If the federal government is taking a backseat to AI, they should not prohibit states from protecting our citizens," unquote. So what does this mean for our area? KREM 2's Amanda Rowley looks at how city governments in the inland Northwest are using AI.
Well, right now, some cities are already operating under AI policies they've just recently adopted, while others started using AI to summarize public comments. Here's what I found.
The city of Spokane adopted its AI policy 6 months ago. Right now, one way city employees are using AI is through a language translator application. It's the city's internal tool employees can use for public benefit. It does this by running documents through the AI system and translates them into other languages. The city says the idea is to make documents, like city council agendas, accessible in a variety of languages. And casting a farther net on this, Sandpoint's planning department found benefits to using AI technology.
There's no timeline for when this might come to City Council at this point.
In February, Planning Director Jason Welker used AI to summarize public and written comments about proposed plans for parking fees in Sandpoint. That summary and the AI prompt Welker used to put it together was included in a Planning and Zoning Committee agenda.
I've got 7 pages of public comments now. I could have had my admin assistant spend a day summarizing all those, but AI can do it better.
He explained to me in an interview shortly after that meeting why AI tools help make the government work more effectively.
It's not necessarily cost saving because we're not reducing our labor force, but it's productivity enhancing. So government is going to be more effective and efficient if they can effectively and efficiently use the technology tools available to us.
Now, I also checked in with the city of Spokane Valley. The city says it's still crafting its AI policy. Still, its spokesperson right now isn't aware of regular AI use among city employees. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Still ahead tonight, President Trump spent 2 hours on the phone with Vladimir Putin today discussing a ceasefire in Ukraine. And former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. What his doctors are saying about that condition. More details after the break.